guy.
But story time with me is that, my mentor came about in the weirdest way. I went and got an LLC. I told my wife, hey, listen, this is what I'm gonna start doing. I'm gonna start trying to do real estate. I don't know how, I don't know what, but I'm gonna figure it out, right? Because I was a bartender, and no matter, it was clockwork. No matter what, on New Year's, I would always miss New Year's because somebody else wanted to stay late, and I couldn't get out of there, and I just hated my situation. I just hate. I'm like, I gotta figure this out. I gotta figure it out. And I went down the YouTube, rabbit hole, and I was like, I'm gonna do real estate. About a week after I get my LLC, my daughter's coach says, what does Lance do? And my wife was like, well, he's starting to get into real estate. And he goes, oh, really? He goes, well, that's what I do. Tell him, call me. I didn't know. I've known him for years. I mean, like 4, 5, 6 years at this point.
Crazy.
And never did he say, what's funny? Oh man, I'm gonna say this on camera. But his wife is a big time lawyer. And he was like always coaching the kids and doing stuff like that. But he drove a nice ass BMW. I mean, and I'm like, this dude's got it so good because he lives off of his wife. That's his big time lawyer. Right. And he's the one making the money.
Joke's on you.
I'm telling you, he's the one making real money. Not saying that she doesn't. She's a judge now, I believe. But and she makes really good money. But this guy was the one making money and didn't have to sit in the office. He was able to coach my daughter and be everywhere and drive a BMW still. I'm like, what does he do? What does he do? And I thought that. I would always think that.
It goes back, like, even, to your childhood, like, even like when you watch the movies and, they look at the drug dealers and they look at this and, you see, the lawyers and the doc, depending on what your demographics are, right? You see the person driving the nice cars and living in nice houses. If you live in a neighborhood that has nice houses, and you always wonder, what do they do? What do they do?
What do they do? Yep.
To your point.
Yep. So I'm over here thinking he's living off his wife, and this guy, his guy's making the real cake.
Yeah, he's chilling.
And he's chilling. But and no disrespect to him at all. But the thing is, I see you coaching my kid. They start practicing at like 2:00.
Because that's where you come from. That's the typical coach in the neighborhoods that we come from, right? If somebody's going to be available at 2, 3 o'clock, chances are where we come from that they don't really have a lot going on.
Right.